Hello, family, friends, and colleagues. My name is Richard Solomon, and this is Jackie Saunders, my life partner. And this is the eighth episode in our series, Enhancing Human Relationships Through the Fourth R. And today we'll be talking about the 5 relationship skills for starting, maintaining, extending, and ending a conversation. Now, in the previous episode, we talked about 7 different types of information we can share with a partner. Remember the facts, concepts, experiences, emotions, preferences, opinions, and informed opinions. But today, Jackie and I will show you and demonstrate 5 different relationship skills that really enable people who may not know each other so well how to commence, invigorate, and ultimately terminate a conversation. Now, I'm going to briefly show you a handout over here. And these are the 5 different skills we can go over. Finding free information, asking open questions, paraphrasing, non-judgmental probing, and then the use of conversation enders. So with that in mind, let's begin a conversation with Jackie. And the free information, that is the first skill, finding free information, then asking open-ended questions, is Jackie has a quilt at the base or the foot of her bed. And Jackie, why don't you show everyone what that quilt looks like? There you go.
This is the quilt.
Okay, so that's the free information, and I'm going to ask you a open-ended question that involves some elaboration. Tell me about this mysterious quilt.
Well, this quilt I received in 2002.
Okay.
Yes, from my first grade class, and it is made up of squares that each child decorated to say thank you to me for the year of 2001, 2002. And it was also, it also included squares made by my principal, my student teacher, my teacher aide, and various helpers in the classroom.
All right, so now, according to the third skill, is you paraphrase and you ask a non-judgmental probing question. So what you're just telling me is that this special quilt was actually made by your students, I believe, or maybe their parents as well. You can help me with that in a moment. And I'm going to ask you a non-judgmental question, which is, 2 things. I'd like to know how did they do this? How old were the children? Did their parents help with the creation of this? And I'm going to add another question. Why is this so important to you?
Well, it was a first grade class, so the children were basically 6 years, around 6.5, 7 years old. And the way it was made was that each family was given a square, unbeknownst to me, to decorate. For example, one little boy liked soccer, and on his square he wrote "thank you" and put his name. Hard to see it. Put his name, Jeff, and the soccer has lots of smiling faces. So each child was given a square to decorate. Some children, according to their abilities, needed a lot of help from the parent. Some children, I could tell, did it totally by themselves. And the reason it means so much to me is it really, number one, of course, it shows how thankful the parents of the classroom were in order to help their children do this. And I had a special room mother who put it all together and did the sewing and listed all the names of the children in the class. It's something that I will never forget. It also shows the different levels of ability of the children and how they were all accepted in the classroom. It was like a big family, and they felt so comfortable in my classroom, and I felt just wonderful teaching them. It's a wonderful memento for me, which I received, 21 years ago, and I still keep it at the foot of my bed. It really makes me smile every time I see it.
Well, that's an absolutely beautiful story about teaching and how the children and the parents showed affection for you, and you still retain that magnificent memento of your career. Now, we can continue elaborating on this conversation, but let's assume we've been talking for 20 minutes. At a particular point, I want to say that I want to end the conversation. But you want to end the conversation in a caring and not abrupt way. So I might say, Jackie, it's really been fun talking to you about this, but I have another thing I need to do. So if you don't mind, let's terminate the conversation for now, and maybe we'll talk more later, okay?
Sounds fine.
Okay, so friends, if you want a copy of this handout over here, okay, with the 5 different steps: finding free information, asking open questions, paraphrasing, non-judgmental probing, and ending a conversation. Or I have a more elaborate one, which defines and gives a sample. Let's just take the first one, finding free information. It's any data that your person you're talking to unknowingly reveals. It could be clothing, logos, job, gender, education, religion, whatever. And then you just can ask a tell me question. Tell me more about whatever, your Giants cap or your quilt. And I have this for all the other relationship skills: asking open-ended questions, paraphrasing, non-judgmental probing, and conversation enders. By the way, the paraphrasing and the non-judgmental probing together we call respectful listening. So if you have any questions or comments you want to make or send to me, just send it to me to my email address, rdsolomonphd@gmail.com. Or if you want a copy of those 2 handouts, you'll be able to find it on my Facebook page and my Instagram account. Now, obviously, we urge you to practice these 5 relationship skills for beginning, invigorating, and ending conversation. You can do with your family or friends, colleagues, teammates, or workmates, or even someone that you just meet and just say to yourself, I want to practice these 5 important relationship skills. Now, in our next episode, we'll discuss and demonstrate another 4th R skill called validating, and we'll explain that next time. Now, all of these videos can be found on my Facebook page, on Instagram, and Twitter accounts, and we want to thank you very much for participating in this program and watching these videos. We obviously love to do that. So we're going to say goodbye for now, and we'll see you next time.
Have a good
Bye.
day.
Thank you.
Bye.